got our country back.
The weeks of acrimony seemed to melt away in a flurry of congratulations. Brexit, for some, a lifelong dream, now backed by millions.
Victory for ordinary people, decent people. It's a victory against the big merchant banks, against the big businesses, and against big politics.
The big news today, beyond the stunning results, is the swift unraveling of the political status quo here. The Prime Minister announcing he'd resign by fall.
I will do everything I can as Prime Minister to steady the ship over the coming weeks and months. But I do not think it would be right for me to try to be the captain that steers our country to its next destination.
So Britain's exit strategy will be worked out by someone else. That heir apparent for now is Chief Brexiteer Boris Johnson, who walked out of his home today to unforgiving jeers.
Shame on you, Boris! You're parasite, Boris Johnson!
He broke ranks with Cameron in the hopes, many say, of taking his job. Cameron's promise to hold the Brexit vote to heal a rift in his party has now created a multitude of rifts. It also prompted a cascade of consequences within a matter of hours that would normally take years.
David Cameron will go down in history as the man who, by mistake, took us out of the EU. His career finishes in failure, where it might have finished in success.
As if on cue, Scotland's First Minister appeared just after the Prime Minister to say Brexit may provide it another crack at independence.
It is therefore a statement of the obvious that the option of a second referendum must be on the table, and it is on the table.
The campaign also included a difficult dispute over immigration, an issue that tinged Leave's reputation.
Hooray, hooray, we're out today!
But in places like Peterborough, handed them the victory. The Brexit vote has also polarised Britain, driving a wedge between the older generation and the young, who mainly voted to stay in the EU.
Most of the younger generation voted to stay, and I think it just kind of shows that there's a real difference and our future's kind of been taken away.
Thousands have signed a petition asking the government for a redo, a second referendum. Even among those who voted Leave, there were some who woke up with a Brexit hangover.
I would go back to the polling station and vote to stay, simply because this morning the reality is actually hitting in and the regrets are filling in.
But it's all been set in motion. A new Prime Minister by the fall and eventually another general election. All this before Britain even begins to negotiate with Europe.